What's up, Cowboy Nation and Cowboy headquarters? And behind me, right over here in this residence, is a Detroit Lions fan. And on that side of me over there, that is a Denver Bronco fan. Now, mind y'all, we are here in the DFW. But they here rooting for a team outside of the DFW. But I pay them no attention because as long as I got a good smoke, good drink, and my cowboy huddle, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? So glad y'all can be a part of this video today, man. Let's talk real quick. I'm gonna try to get this real quick. So we're gonna talk about Dak and Amari Cooper being out there on the field the last 2 days. How about that? Good stuff. See those two guys, which, you know, like I say, man, it was nothing to worry about. You know, y'all forgive me. I do not have on my cowboy shirt today, my cowboy attire. I'm chilling in my backyard as Moses sit over there and watch me. And he's not behind the gate. He's actually just chilling in the grass. He'll try to make his way over here, but he knows better. He belongs out there in the grass. But anyway, so yeah, it was a good thing to see these two guys back on the field, and I'm really excited to see them working out together, which, like I said, wasn't no concerns to me from the get-go, but we are where we are. So, yeah, that was a great sight to see, and now it look like we're back on track to moving towards this next preseason game, which is this Friday in Arizona. We're going to face those Cardinal boys and try to bounce back from that L we took last week. So, and I'm going to talk about something about the wins and losses with this team. If you're a cigar smoker, y'all know what I'm doing, right? It's called relaxing. Don't come up here, Moses. You better stay down now. Sit. So, let's talk about this Hardknocks. Something going on with this one here. This is a Christoph Maduro. For cigar smokers, y'all know about Maduro in Connecticut. There's a certain type I like. I'm a Maduro man. Some people like Connecticut. But anyway, so let's talk about the HBO Hardknocks 2021, the 15th season in Oxnard. Basically, I really have to say, man, I enjoyed it. It was a very well put together documentary of our Dallas Cowboys and the staff and the owners and the managers, all that. It was very well put together. But right off the bat, let's say this here, man. They basically showed Dak's injury to his ankle, and it was crazy to see. It was ugly. It looks ugly. Bad scar. But, you know, he talks about that injury, but he also talks about before the injury happened, how he was dealing with the situation with, you know, losing his brother to suicide. And, you know, he felt that being on the field was the way that he was able to cope with the situation with his brother. But let me say this, you know, that's how it started off. But, man, the introduction was great. HBO did a great job, man. They came out with the introduction, just well put together, man. I really enjoyed it. How they came out and showed the players and showed them going through practice and things like that. So it was really, really great to see as well. Well put together documentary on the Cowboys for 2021. And old Zeke, he was really excited to be back on the field. You know, what he was saying is how, you know, he was excited to see fans back on the field. There's no more virtual having to practice in your backyard at some place where, you know, you can run routes and doing things like that. So he was really excited, you know, being back on the field, along with old Jerry Jones, man. Jerry Jones, you know, first thing he said, we're back. And he kept mentioning that, this was what in his press conference. He just kept mentioning how glad he was back. He was glad to be back in Oxnard doing what he loves. And he had mentioned something in his press conference to a sense of saying he would do anything, if anything he could, to get back to the Super Bowl. And this was that emotional press conference, and I listened to him again on this, and I realized why he was so emotional, because it's been a strain. It's been a real strain on football, for that last year with the COVID situation, and the uncertainties of where the game was going to go, things like that. So he was really emotional about that. He was just glad to be back. But I could appreciate that, when you got an owner like that loves the game as much as he loves the game. So it was really good. It was moving to see him being that sentimental and caring that much about, um, you know, his investment basically. But let me say this: HBO, man, came out, man. They going through the formalities and everything. Next thing you know, they show Dak on the field throwing the ball. Dak slinging the ball, whop, 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 just whop, rolling out, whop, 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 doing his thing, man. So at the end of practice, Mike McCarthy asked, I guess, the statisticians or the analyst guys and things like that. He said, well, so what's his metrics? He said 575. I don't know how they go by doing that. He said 575. He said, yeah, that's Dak's metrics. He said, that's way too high. So, yeah, they were saying that Dak was doing too much. Dak was doing too much. Okay, what's going on with my fly? I got something for these flies. I don't know what the deal is. But you know what? I got something. Watch this. Just going to keep them away. Yeah, I got it set up. So anyway, that's what Mike... See, I can appreciate Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, he manages. And that's exactly what he was doing. He was managing. He managed Zeke. He said, what are we doing with Zeke? Let's not get carried away with Zeke. He's said, how does he look? He said, he looks in probably the best shape I've seen him. A lot better than last year, so which was a good thing. But with Dak, he said that Dak was his metric was 575, and Mike McCarthy said right off the back, that's way too high. So basically what they did, they started resting Dak. Oh shoot. Well, let me tell you something. That didn't go well with Dak. Dak thought that was too much rest. And you know what too much rest does? Leads to rust. So Dak was not happy with being put on the side and having his reps taken away. So Dak was on the sideline. He came up out his red jersey. He said, well, man, I'm done. I didn't ask to be taken out the game. I done sat all year last year. He said, I ain't come out here to sit. So, he takes takes his jersey off, but I thought it was so funny when he did. So him and Dak and old Gary Gilbert, they kind of take jabs at each other. So I thought it was pretty funny why Dak was on the sideline. He's upset, and Garrett Gilbert comes over and said the coaches told him to take the passes, and Dak, you can take the ones where you have to block Vinny. So I guess Vinny is some lineman or something. Ooh, what do you say that for? Dak didn't appreciate that, but that's Garrett Gilbert. They go do things like that. But another part that I also liked about Hardknocks is watching Zeke trying to wrap a present. Let me say this, man. I tell my kids all the time, my boys, they football heads, and that's all they know is football. They don't know nothing but football. I'm going to tell you something. Zeke is one of them. Zeke got up there trying to Google how to wrap a present. Oh, my gosh. It was bad. It was really bad. So, yeah, he finally got it wrapped. So he bought this so nice traveling bag for Dak for his birthday. I think their birthdays are a week apart. And, they buy each other a gift. Said that Dak bought him a diamond bracelet. So whatever traveling bag that he bought for Dak, believe me, it wasn't cheap. I'm going to tell you that. Dak knew exactly where it come from. Agor or something. Or Ago or something like that. Whatever. But Also, man, let's talk about a little bit about the defensive side of the ball. You know, they first thing they did, they showed Michael Parsons, and just the reaction from the players, from the team. I'm talking on the offensive side of the ball. They was amazed how fast Michael Parsons was. Guy was all over the field, which I saw when I was at camp. I saw how fast this guy was moving from sideline to sideline. So this may just be a great pick that we done with Michael Parsons. But yeah, they kept saying that he was super fast, you know, and he showed how fast he was, you know, he really did. So he got into it with Seawall. Seawall is the guy from TCU running back. So they kind of, you know, talking back and forth, you know, taking jabs at one another. So, you know, he called him out. So remember I had said a video, I said, ooh, one play Michael Parsons got burned. Michael Parsons got burned real bad. So basically what that was, now I know Michael Parsons had called out Seawall, and Seawall, that was the route he came out the backfield, did an out and up, and left Michael Parsons back there. So now I knew exactly who that was, but you know, he eventually came back and got an interception later on. But yeah, I thought that was a good highlight moment. So they talked real well about Michael Parsons and his mother, you know, so it showed his mother in the stand. But they also had this thing called a mojo moment. And I told you guys once before in one of the videos that I did post at the camp how they was doing situational moments, where they got something called a situational momentum moment. What that is that's where I was telling you how Mike McCarthy was calling 3rd and 4 with 50 seconds left on the clock, 4th and 19 or 4. So a situation, so they call it a mojo moment. Basically, who's gonna make the big play? Who's gonna make the big play? So we saw a lot of that, which was really good. But then they actually found themselves in the meeting room. Now, I know we keep saying that Mike McCarthy is a quiet guy, and you know he just kind of sits back or whatever. But let me say something. Mike McCarthy, he don't bite his tongue. Let me just say what he said. He said Charlie F arounds don't work here, and high school Harry, get him out the front door. Basically, if you think you Charlie F around, you won't be here long. And high school Harry's, the door's over there. Y'all remember that? Charlie F around, you gotta go. Harry High School, hit the door. Y'all remember when the last person said something like that? Said the asthma field is over there. The late great Jimmy Johnson said that. I like that. Ain't no Charlie F arounds around here. Ain't no Harry High Schools. So it was a great speech by Mike McCarthy. I mean, and that's the thing, man. You got to get these players to buy into your system. And that goes with coaching, but it also goes with the motivation. You got to be able to motivate these players. And man, I tell you, Mike McCarthy said a speech that really got their attention. So great speech by Mike McCarthy, I got to say. But in overall, in ending this video, I just want to say that HBO did a very good job in producing this. If you guys haven't seen it, I just put it on the Facebook page, the Cowboy Huddle Facebook page, so you can go see it there. I put the whole video up there. You can see the practice. I know I told you. Hopefully y'all seen it, but if not, it's there. But basically, at the end of the day, all we can really say is, hopefully, the Cowboys are back. I'm your boy, G, the #1 Cowboy fan, Hampton, and I'm out. Deuces.